Hi everyone, I'm Fredrik Noren, and I'm here to talk about the newest version of Pixling World. So I've been working on a couple of updates to Pixling World, and the biggest one is that I've completely reworked the model of how Pixlings work. So it used to be that there would be two big resources in the world, mass and water. And that's been replaced now with mass and energy. And energy is kind of something that can either be gathered from photosynthesis or by eating other pixelings. And then the pixelings use energy for everything, for moving and for taking actions. And mass can only be acquired by converting energy into mass. So it's kind of a simplified system. It used to be that mass could be acquired by taking the soil on the ground and kind of converting that to mass. But this system is kind of simplified. And the most important thing here is that energy is kind of the core of the system now, because mass is in a way a long-term storage for energy for pixelings. Okay, so let's take a look at what actually happened with this then. So at first I had some trouble getting pixelings to move. So what I did was that I just created a couple of grass pixelings with random brains. And then I just let it run over a couple of hours. And when I came back, these pink pixelings had evolved, and they are actually moving around and eating other pixelings. So I was kind of fascinated to see that those would evolve on their own, and I didn't have to do anything to make them evolve. So if we speed it up a bit, we can see that they're moving around here and eating kind of the other small pixelings. Yeah, and then we have these guys that I noticed as well. And they are also eating, but they're kind of just sitting and waiting for other pixelings to be born in front of them. And then they're eating anything that is born in front of them. And they seem to be growing a lot bigger. I've seen them across the map in multiple places. Another thing that has also changed is that I've worked on the brain of the pixelings. So this is what's called a neural network, and it used to be that, well, essentially how this works is that you have the inputs and then you have the outputs. And the inputs are kind of like the information about the world for the pixelings, and then the outputs are their actions. So for instance, they can decide to reproduce or eat here. And it used to be that everything was connected to everything from the inputs to the outputs. But I managed to create a sparse network instead, which means that the number of weights, this is kind of technical, but the number of weights is much lower now. And I think it also helps evolution to have fewer weights that they need to manipulate. Because it used to be that when everything was connected to everything, then it was very hard for one input to kind of dominate everything, whereas now it's easier for a pixeling to ignore one input. So I think that has helped a lot to speed up evolution as well. So that's kind of it for this new update. Thanks for watching.